Hi there, my name is Emily. I'm a senior at the University of Minnesota Twin Cities, studying elementary education with a minor in racial justice and urban schooling. My passions include teaching, working with kids, cooking, hiking, spending time with nature, mindfulness, healing, and animals. This is my digital story of my community engaged experience. My story starts in high school when I volunteered for our middle school's summer science program. I participated in this program years before as a student and decided to volunteer as a teacher assistant when I was in high school. This was a really fun experience as we did a lot of hiking, exploring science museums, and camping. The experience also opened me up to working with children in an educational setting. This was one of my first moments when I realized I wanted to work with kids and maybe even be a teacher. My summer science experience led me to work as a teacher assistant for other summer school programs in my school district. I learned that I love working with kids and I would love to pursue a career in teaching. My growing passion led me to apply for the Elementary Education Foundation. During my time at the U, I engaged with several urban school districts. The first school I engaged with was Southside Family Charter School for my Introduction to Social Justice course. Here, I was a teacher's assistant. I learned about social justice-based curriculum, created many relationships with the students, and my passion for teaching grew. This experience introduced me to the Community Engaged Scholars Program. I joined this program my freshman year of college, which is when I began engaging with other school districts and organizations. Through the Community Engaged Learning Program, I joined America Reads, a literacy tutoring program in the Twin Cities. At America Reads, I tutored people of all ages at Rondo Community Library. Here, I explored working one-on-one with my students and learned more about my community. I also created training modules for the organization on behavior management and universally designed learning to best support their staff and volunteers. During my summer after sophomore year of college, I worked at Minnehaha Academy as a camp counselor. At this school, I learned more about being a leader and incorporating joy into my teaching practices. For my elementary education major, I was required to complete my teaching practicum at an elementary school in Montpellier, France, where I helped teach English to young French children. From this experience, I learned about teaching in other cultural settings and grew my skills on how I could support English language learners. I also connected to my newfound community and learned that I could find community anywhere I go. Moving on, I completed my special education practicum at Brooklyn Center Elementary in Minneapolis. Here, I learned how I can best support learners with different abilities and backgrounds. I also learned how I can create universally designed lesson plans to support all of my students. Currently, I'm completing my reading practicum at Seward Montessori, where I create detailed lesson plans and tutor kids one-on-one to practice literacy. I'm learning how I can teach literacy to my students and how I can create a diverse library in my classroom. Moving forward, I will be working as a reading tutor for a reading corps as I complete my master's and teaching license with Minnesota Grow Your Own Teachers. I plan to continue being involved in my community and educate myself on how I can best support it. As a white educator working in diverse urban school communities, I've come to understand the importance of reflecting on the power and privilege I bring into the classroom. Culturally responsive teaching has taught me that I must not only acknowledge my students' identities, languages, and lived experiences, but center them in my teaching. It's not enough to teach content. I must create a space where every student feels seen, valued, and empowered. That means constantly learning, unlearning, and building authentic relationships rooted in trust and respect. As I look back on my journey from a curious high school volunteer to a dedicated teacher candidate, I'm filled with gratitude for the communities, students, and mentors who shaped me along the way. Each experience has deepened my commitment to education, social justice, and community engagement. As I continue my path toward earning my teaching license and master's degree, I remain driven by the belief that education can be a powerful force for equity and connection. This is just the beginning, and I'm excited to keep growing, learning, and showing up for my students and community wherever that may be. Thank you.